I'm your host, Stephen Vanover, here on the Sports Talk Line Network, where we talk sports 24/7, 365. This is the Sports Talk Line YouTube channel, and we are the Dallas Cowboys Weekly. Turn your right over to Mr. at No Remorse Sports, Nate Dougty. Good day, sir.
That's right. We talk Cowboys even in our sleep. That means 24/7, 365, and we believe it.
And this is the truth. We get on other shows, and the hosts go like, look, no Cowboys, no Cowboys. Like, this is an NBA show. We're going like, but.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now we know that's why you're here. So be sure and hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that little notify bell so that you know when we're doing things. And right now, let's dive into the Cowboys Weekly. And normally at this show, we're going to look at what's coming up, the preview of the game that's coming up, and we are going to be playing the Seattle Seahawks. But I don't care. We're going to talk about the watermelon kick, the first thing. That's what we're going to do. Tell us how it happened one more time, will you?
Oh, there was a live reaction of both of us right here. We were saying there is no hope left. There is nothing. But Legatron came through in the clutch. He hit a little dribbler. I said, there's no way this thing is going to go 10 yards. And it's dribbling. There's three Atlanta defenders circling at it like they just seen Jesus in their freaking cereal. And they're just staring. And then a recovery by America's team.
Praise the football gods. All right. Put one hand on the radio. Put one hand on what you want healed, which is your Cowboy heart. Because, man, they showed fight. That's what I got from that game, was the fight, the never say die. And they're going to need that this week, aren't they, Nate?
Yeah, even though we're going to be in Seattle with no fans whatsoever, it's still going to be rough. It's going to be playing they're going to be playing on the road. They're going to be down two cornerbacks now. Anthony Brown on injured reserve. Chidobe Awuzie going to miss this game with a hamstring injury. They're going to be going with their rookie starting cornerback, and Trayvon Diggs is probably going to get a lot of matchups against DK Metcalf.
Well,
Trayvon Diggs got beat twice.
We were going to start out with the pluses and then the minuses, but you brought it up. Let's jump right to it. Last week, DK Metcalf, which is the nightmare that all the Cowboys defenders are thinking about right now. He took the defensive MVP, Stephen Gilmore, and he worked him from one end of the field to the other, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, this is the defensive player of the year before. This is an all-elite cornerback. And usually I think it's so ridiculous. When the rookie produces, they go and put all these unexpected, they put so much pressure on these guys to produce so much more in year two. But DK Metcalf is actually doing that.
Yeah. He's showing up to play. And, you know, that 50-plus yarder over-the-shoulder catch, and then after he catches it, he just sheds Gilmore like water off a duck's back as he walks into the end zone. I mean, the guy is a physical specimen. He has hands. Sure, he might be slow running east-west. Okay, the goal line goes north-south. It's not a freaking problem, is it?
No. I mean, and you want to look at the matchup. Trayvon Diggs got beat twice on vertical routes the week before. Julio Jones dropped one with a hampered hamstring. And also, again, he got beat another time by Ridley.
Ridley. He got beat by everybody. But I tell you what, Diggs shows no fear. I think the kid's for real. A game like this can ruin a rookie, though. But I tell you what, I got to believe in the kid.
Yeah, and that's another thing. And when you're down two other cornerbacks, we're not just talking about Trayvon Diggs right now. We're having him matched up potentially against Jordan Lewis, is all but 5'10".
Oh, yeah.
And relegated to a fourth cornerback. So the matchups are definitely are going to be in Seattle's favor.
Hey, if I saw I was going to be playing DK Metcalf, my hamstring would be hurting too. I'm just saying, okay? You know?
Yeah. Hey.
I can't go, coach. No,
that doesn't sound like a hamstring injury.
This is a matchup that you live for if you're a defensive back. You're going to find out how good you are. Because you almost have to play this guy. You can't play behind him. You almost have to do like they do in basketball when you have a big guy. You got to front him. You got to stop him from getting his hands on the ball. And that's very easy to say. Look, I just said it. Stop him from getting his hands on the ball. Not easy to do, is it?
Well, yeah, especially when you put on top of the fact the Cowboys have not been able to generate pressure with 4 men. That's another thing that's going to be at a disadvantage. And you know what, Van? Have you ever played Pac-Man before?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know when the bad guys are chasing around Pac-Man? That's exactly what it's like to play against Russell Wilson. Even when you bring pressure, you get him home, he's still running around in circles, and somehow he dumps it off down the field for a big play.
Oh, he's totally incredible. I actually talked about that last week in a matchup scenario. What's amazing about the Cardinals' Murray is the same thing that's amazing about Russell Wilson. They're standing there, and you're thinking, okay, I got him. And just as you take those last few steps, it's like a cartoon. Boom! They're not there anymore. They're just a little puff of dust. And they're running full speed another direction, and you're going, oh, crap. I'm chasing after him. And man, and this goes on the entire game, and that's what I wanted to do. I was going to bring up, you went into it in a nicer segue. I wanted to talk about the Seattle running game and their best running back, which is Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and it's conversely this season they've kind of gone away. I'm bringing up a lot of references here, old school references, particularly from the 80s. Have you seen Rocky IV?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so every good American athlete or ex-jock has seen Rocky IV. And there's a scene where Rocky finally beats Drago and he goes, if I can change, that means you can change, then anybody can change. And that's exactly what Pete Carroll has done.
Yes.
Normally they've been a power running team, but this year they're letting Russell Wilson cook. That was the meme from the offseason. They're throwing a lot earlier downs, and they're letting them air the ball out. And that's basically the strength of their team right now.
Well, I just want to know if I interview Pete Carroll, do I have to interview him like that? I don't know. Is that required?
Let's see if he gets the references. If he doesn't, he's
well, actually, he really did change because he won last week, and he had the ball on the goal line. The Patriots did, and it was like the shoe was turned, all right? It was a reversal of the Super Bowl, and they had to stop the Patriots on the goal line. The Patriots did not make the mistake and try to throw the ball. They ran the ball, and the Seahawks defense stopped them. They came up large, and that says a lot about the Seahawks team. They're feeling it right now in the mojo department, but so are the Cowboys, and I love how last week against the Patriots, they were playing against Cam Newton. And hey, man, Wilson isn't the only guy who can run the football. Cam Newton, 11 rushes, 47 yards, 2 touchdowns for the Patriots. And hey, who's Cam Newton light if not Dak Prescott? And, maybe actually at this point, we could reverse that. Cam Newton is Dak Prescott light because Prescott is a better weapon. He has a better arm. And at this point, I can't believe I'm saying it, he is better on the ground than Cam Newton, isn't he?
Well, at least in the red zone. I mean, that's where Dak Prescott shines. And if you want to talk about what the Cowboys did that a lot of people aren't bringing up is the Cowboys' red zone efficiency this last week. Particularly when it came to rushing with Dak Prescott. That's where he's dangerous. They have the 1-2 combo. And I know because I have both those gentlemen on my fantasy football team. All
right. Now, the other thing that the Cowboys do when they get in the red zone, let's talk about pluses, is their new formation. We had mentioned before that they did not replace Oluwaze, the fullback who opted out for COVID reasons. They did not sign a new fullback. They are going fullbackless this season. But when they get in the red zone and or short yardage, what they're doing is they're bringing in the Wood at fullback, aren't they? Yes, Antoine Wood is coming in at fullback. And basically, it's like the old Chicago Bears kitchen thing, man. I mean, they got a 300-pounder back there who likes to hit people. And he understands what's going on in the middle. It's not like, well, I've never been in here before. He doesn't recognize what he's seeing. That's why they often use linebackers to convert to fullbacks, because they understand what it's like to pick which hole in the middle and fill it. So does Woods, and he's bigger than a linebacker, isn't he?
Yeah, it's like they went to the local Denny's and then they said, hey, have you ever played fullback before? Now you are.
You're my man. Yes, all right. That's okay. Finish up that double stack, but as soon as you do that, you're coming with me. Okay. That's exactly what happened. I love the formation. It's got to strike, fear. If not fear, it makes the defense think. They're looking up and they go like, oh, crap, this guy gets a running start at me? That's not a good thing, is it?
Yeah, especially when you see a 300-pound man that can actually run.
Yeah, and not only that, he's grinning like an idiot because he's going, I get a running start. and then he really laughs. And that's the only thing that saved the guy last week because he was still laughing. And
right. Exactly. He was in a good mood.
All right. Yeah. And he is. Why not be in a good mood? You know you're going to score right then. All right.
Well,
and because the Cowboys are deadly in the red zone, that's what I like. So if they get the ball in the red zone, I'm not worried about Dallas scoring. They can. What I am worried about them doing is trying to deal with Russell Wilson and his ability to make plays, to stretch the play and wear the defense out to where in the fourth quarter, man, they're just ringing up the points like a piñata.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion Russell Wilson's going to get his, particularly with the inability to generate pressure with four men and then the decimation of injuries in the back seven, particularly with LVE out. I'm talking Anthony Brown, the Mr. UPS himself, and we're talking about Cheeto Awuzie, who's going to be out. But you talked about formations. Here's an advantage I think the Cowboys have. In 11 personnel, they have Mr. C.D. Lamb, Mr. Diesel himself. They have him in the slot. No one's given up more yards in the slot position than the Seattle Seahawks. Through 2 weeks, they've given up 412 yards. They got absolutely decimated by Julian Edelman last week, and they got absolutely decimated with the combo of Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley the week before that. So that's an advantage where I think the Cowboys are going to be licking their lips.
Yeah, basically Edelman, 11 targets, 8 receptions. Okay, that's nice. You're going to have a good game when that happens. 179 yards, 22.4 yard average. Okay, that is getting it done. That is hurting the other team. When you're catching the ball, it's a first down.
Yeah, and that was a career best for Julian Edelman the week before. And he's a little McNugget. What do you think the Diesel is going to do to these guys? We're talking C. Diesel Lamb. He's chopping his lamb chops right now. I tell you that much.
Oh, absolutely. And last week he got over 100. It was 17.7 yard average. So he's definitely feeling the Atlanta magic. Atlanta, his favorite team. If I was him, I would go buy a house in Atlanta. You don't even have to live there. Just have a house in Atlanta if your name is C.D. Lamb. Atlanta gave you to the Cowboys. Then they gave you your first breakout game. They gave you more confidence than you've ever had in the NFL before. He's got to be loving Atlanta, right?
Yeah, well, you go to Atlanta, and here's what you do, Van. You buy the biggest house in the neighborhood, even bigger, and you put it right next to A.J. Terrell's house.
See, that works. And then you can always sell it to a rapper later. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's who I'd buy from.
Okay, let's real quick. We've been hitting the pluses. We've been hitting the minuses. Now let's get into the predictions, okay? On offense, are the Cowboys going to be winning that phase of the game versus the offense for the Seattle Seahawks?
I think there's just too many injuries on the defensive side of the ball for the Cowboys, so I'm leaning with the Seahawks winning the offensive side of the ball. But
not by a lot, but yeah, I got to agree with you on that. Okay, the defense, well, you've already told us who's going to be winning the defense, right?
Yeah, I do think the Seattle gives up a ton of yards and they give up a ton of points, but I still think I give them the slight edge just due to injuries.
Okay, special teams. I know who's going to win the special teams battle. Do you know who's going to win the special teams battle?
After last week, we're going to get a nice, juicy watermelon onside kick again.
Yeah, and that is to open the game.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. How's a 2 for you?
Oh, man. The Cowboys special teams are playing very well right now. They're playing well defensively. They're playing well offensively. The Cowboys special teams, I have to say, are a huge improvement over last season. So I give them the edge. However, you just picked the Cowboys losing 2 out of the 3 phases in the game. And according to Jimmy Johnson, that equals a loss. Who are you picking to win the game? What's the score?
I'm picking Seattle to win the game, and I'm picking them to win the game and also cover the spread. The spread is about 5.5 points right now. I have Seattle winning 34-27.
Well, the guy over here and me differ today because this homer is picking the Dallas Cowboys to win, and he's picking them because I picked them to win 2 of the 3 phases, offense and special teams. That's how the Dallas Cowboys are going to do it. The Dallas Cowboys offense is going to be carrying this team for a while, which means they have to put up 30-plus points in Seattle, which I think they're going to do. They're going to put up 36. I don't care what the other team puts up. It's less than 36. Who cares? All right? And the only thing I spread is victory on my win-win sandwich.
Ooh. All right.
All right.
I like that wonderful performance. I like it.
Thank you. All right, and to everybody that's out there, we appreciate you being out there. Comment below who you think's going to win and why. How many phases of the game are the Cowboys going to win? Tell us why. Put that in the comments below. Be here with us when we do the NFC East Weekly, where we're going to be reviewing a Cowboys victory, or we're going to be talking about the Giants maybe being in first place in the NFC East. We have no idea. Close us out, Mr. Nate Dougty. It's you.
It's me. Well, I'll tell you one thing. If you do what Van tells you to do, listen like you play with intensity. Please subscribe because we wouldn't exist without you. Literally, I wouldn't exist. Yeah,
We're
right.
gone. Thanks a lot, everybody. See you next week. Go Cowboys.